Hey YouTube, what's up? Thanks for tuning in. Welcome to a quick video. Guy, you can't do quick videos, but I'll try, I promise. A short video. My Unimogs, my FMS FCX24 Unimogs from Ferrari arrived. I love those trucks. So super cool, but I won't do an unboxing because, as you've probably already seen, there are already a lot of unboxings out of those guys who received their Unimogs from FMS for free for reviews. So I will compare it a little bit. I'll tell you a little bit more. I'll compare it to the also awesome RocHobby Mogrich, what's also a Unimog but non-licensed. And I saw most of the review videos, all of them. Nobody told a lot about the Mogrich. That's awesome, an awesome truck, quite capable. I tested it in my MCCT series, episode 15. In stock form, it could climb all obstacles, but of course it doesn't have the FCX24 chassis, 2-speed, and it doesn't have portal axles as real Unimogs do have. Unimog German, that's Universal Motorgerät. Universal Motor Gerät is everything, gear, device, tool, machine, what you want. So Unimog, everybody loves Unimog's hero, Unimogs in English, and everybody also loves the Mogrichs. And of course the awesome Ferrari piece of art Mogrich mod, and I'm quite sure they will do a similar mod for the new FCX24 Unimogs. This is awesome, this is super cool, and the new ones are even cooler. I did order two, of course, because I wanted to do a MCCT episode and compare stock to a slightly upgraded one. It looks so awesome, and yeah, we will compare it to the old Mogrich. What's quite funny, the new FCX24 Unimog licensed by Mercedes-Benz. The Mogrich was not licensed, but you could get those Mercedes stars and those chrome parts to make it a Mercedes. This was much more expensive than the new FCX24 Unimog with portal axles, with 2-speed, with better electronics. The Mogrich is still 199 euros here in Austria, in our shops, or in Central Europe. And when I bought it, I guess it was released 2 years ago. I bought it from China, of course. I paid 160, 170, 180, can't remember anymore. Those are much cheaper now, and will be hard to sell any Mogrichs for the high price here if the FCX24 Unimog will be available. The FCX24 is 159 here, and the Unimog shouldn't be much more expensive. What's the difference but license and Mercedes star? Well, chassis. Body is exactly the same, I can already tell you now, but the interior, I'm not sure if you can see. Let's try to take a look inside. You see there are only the back sides of the seats and the steering wheel and dashboard. Dashboard is the same, but no seats because of the 2-speed transmission, while the Mogrich with no 2-speed transmission does have seats inside. Everything else seems to be exactly the same. So front, rear, you can open the side boards. Lights, super dangerous here. I did order with my Unimogs spare lights because those break easy. Super easy, unfortunately. packing is not the same. Packing of the Mogrich was even better than of the new FCX24 Unimogs. So the Mogrich came in one of those hard styrofoam, the gray boxes, while the new Unimogs to come not in as sturdy, simple styrofoam boxes. Nice box, card box over the box, and the Mogrich does only come in such a sleeve, but with a better styrofoam box. The FCX24 of course does have, or the FCX24 Unimog does have a FCX24 chassis, while the Mogrich didn't have portal axles, didn't have 2-speed, does have a much simpler chassis. However, capabilities are not that bad. The FCX24 chassis is of the old type, so that's the exact same chassis that did already come with the Power Wagon. So the first FCX24, this chassis was unfortunately of this type, where the skid plate is integrated into the frame, so you can't change it and you can't do anything here. The whole frame, including skid plate for gearbox, is the same one thing, while in the newer ones, that's the newest ones, but in the Lemur, the skid plate is extra. That's the same as, that's a Lemur in modification status, the same as in the FCX18. So you do have a skid plate and a frame, and that's of course much nicer for modifications. You don't have to use the whole frame, you can use only the skid plate for the gearbox, but unfortunately they didn't do this in the Unimog. It does come with the old chassis. Everything else should be exactly the same as in the FCX24, but of course body mount, you can't take off the body as in the Mogrich. You have to open the hood. You can open the hood, what's not always that easy. Okay, and here inside, battery, electronics, on-off switch. Battery, that's the same as in the Mogrich, but not such a big chaos. You see, in the Mogrich there was much more chaos, and the battery was only in this compartment, and it fell around a little bit. And in the new licensed Unimog there is a Velcro that holds the battery. What's nice and not nice, because you shouldn't, of course, shouldn't pull it out on the wires, and it's hard to get in again. I did already destroy something. Did you see this? I pulled out the plug when trying to pull out the battery, and therefore I didn't destroy it. Take care, take care. And connection broke. So don't pull on the wires, but it's hard to get it out. It's really hard to get it out, and it's also hard to get it in, even if that's a good idea with the Velcro, so the battery sits and doesn't tumble around inside. Not perfect, not perfect. I did already pull out the wire. So is it running now? Yes, it's running. So not perfect here. Big mess, and not perfect here. Both have switchable lights, so the new Unimog does only have one light stage. while the Mogrich, the radio of the Mogrich is of course different. That's not that bad either. And you have to switch on that to the right side, and then you can switch on off lights, but you have this annoying beep. Okay, one beep, nothing happens, but then light, strong light, off, slightly glimmering or weak light, strong light, off. And in the new Unimog you can only switch on and off. That's the radio that it comes with. I'm still in programming mode. No good idea. Or maybe because I lost connection, because I plugged out the wire of the battery. This is the radio where you can control drag brake on those 4 buttons and forward brake reverse. So crawler mode and normal brake mode. With this button, you have seen it several times. Meanwhile, it's quite easy. Press the right button 2 times, LED is blinking, then press here as long. It arrived, both of mine arrived in forward brake reverse mode, I guess 3 times or whatever, and then it changes from forward brake reverse to crawler mode, and here you have 25, 50, 75 and 100, or the other direction, drag brake and 2 press, and then everything's fine again. So that's about everything to say. They do come with the same wheels, but not the exactly same rims. At least the very first generation, my Mogrich, because the FCX24 does have 3mm axles, and therefore you will need 5.5mm nut drivers for the nuts to get them off, while the Mogrich, as most 1/18 from FMS, RocHobby EasyRC, does have 2.5mm axles, and therefore you need 5mm nut driver for the nuts. And the rims, at least those rims, they do have, the bore is a little bit smaller than the bore in the FCX24 wheels, which are the same, and in the wheels or rims of this Unimog too. But it's not a big deal. You could also use those on the larger axles with a little bit of force or a little bit of sanding. But beside the bore diameter, those wheels and tires are the same. They are quite nice and look quite good, but they are not super capable. So they look super cool, but for better capabilities in crawling you should change tires. Those are 1.2-inch rims, so to better, probably heavier rims and better tires. And that's what I will do with my Unimogs in MCCT. One of those 2 guys will be modified, slightly heavy rims, different tires, maybe a little bit of brass, and maybe better, but I don't think better shocks are necessary. That's what I forgot. Those new Unimogs do come with oil-filled shocks. Check this out. That's super nice. While I broke the light. It's absolutely horrible with those. Those lights break that easy. What a pain. And you see, those are only spring shocks and much bouncier. So here's the light. Again, 1 light more broken. I do have spares. That's the first one I broke before I drove it for the first time. I only touched it with my arm, elbow, whatever, and it broke. Quite funny to see the review video of Cape Crawlers where both were already broken. So I don't know what solution there could be, because those won't survive long. The mirrors are okay, they won't break that easy, but those cool lights which don't have lenses, lights, LEDs inside, they break so easy. And also those hazard lights break quite easy during transport. I loved the old Mogrichs. I really loved them. I especially love the FMS Mogrich because it's simply beautiful. Yes, I did break one light here too already. It was really difficult to repair because you can't simply glue it. I had to drill tiny holes and use a little bit of metal because you can't take it off anymore if it's painted that beautifully. That's awesome. I hope FMS will release similar mods, maybe firefighters. You see, you also break the mirrors, but the mirrors can be inserted again. I lost the screw or what? Come on. And that's what I wanted to tell you. Let's check how they drive a little bit, how they can climb, because people complain about the old Mogrich. It is capable and it's not that bad. Check this out. It can really drive slowly, a little bit whiny, of course, but one of the better trucks of the old 1/18th. And as I already told you, it's quite capable, even if it doesn't have portal axles. It could climb all my obstacles in my MCCT tests, so even the steep side of the hill of pebblestones and the steep side of the hill of branches. But of course, that's a totally different story. 2-speed transmission. I'm on first gear. It's whiny. I don't know why they don't remove this whine. What would be quite easy, they should make the PWM frequency 60 kilohertz or above, and then the whine, we couldn't hear it anymore if we are not very young children. But super nice, as in the FCX24. I love this. You can stop on the edge. That's first gear, and of course it's much faster, and it's really fast on second gear. Yeah, I'm curious how much better the new Unimog will perform in my test than the old Mogrich, because the main problem of the Mogrich and also of the FCX24 and all others was going down. So they tumbled over at 40 and a bit degrees, horrible. So they can't go down because they are that heavy. This will not be better, probably not be better in the licensed Unimog now. We will see. They can climb quite nicely. This one could already climb nicely, but this one probably a little bit better because it has much more punch on second gear. And everything else we will see. Of course, performance in test number 10, low speed modulation, will be much better in this one, 3.5 points than in that one. But that's not bad either. So don't bully the Mogrich, please. I love the Mogrichs. One big improvement of the FCX24 compared to the old Mogrich is the steering angle. You see that's really good, and change screws from here to here, then it will be even better. And the old Mogrich, the steering angle is quite poor compared to the FCX24 steering angles. Take care, be careful, but I don't think if you drive it, those lights will survive quite a bit. Only a short time. So that's it. I promised a short video. I don't know how long it is now. I hope it's short enough. I love all those Unimogs. I love the new FCX24 Unimog licensed Mercedes-Benz Universal Motorgerät. And I also love the old Mogrichs. Second gear. It's a climber. It's a muley. Awesome, and of course, awesome in red too. Thanks for watching, guys. Hope to see you in the next video. I'll be back.